Bad news, I got hit by a car. Good news, it was a luxury car. I was just pulling out my phone to figure out how much I could sue for. Suddenly, a live comment popped up on my screen, messing with my get-rich-quick scheme. The main characters have finally met. The male lead will definitely be drawn to her noble character when she refuses his money. Refuse his money? In his dreams. I'm gonna get at least 100 grand out of him. How can you be so greedy? Aren't you supposed to be the noble female lead? I'm already a corporate slave, why would I pretend to be noble? Are you okay? Let me take you to the hospital. A handsome guy decked out in designer brands got out of the car. It was like he had his own personal soundtrack of money falling from the sky, and my eyes lit up. Ow, my leg hurts so much. I think I'm crippled. You're not leaving until you give me 200,000. Howard scoffed and pointed at my leg. You're standing there perfectly fine. Crippled? Yeah, right. You're trying to scam me. I'll just go through my insurance. Crap. I wasn't really hurt. I can't get rich if he goes through his insurance. I grabbed the rich guy's hand and dropped to my knees in front of him. Mister, I have cancer, I can't wait for the insurance payout. Just give me 100 grand, I'll do anything for you in the next life. Howard shook my hand off, but I was quick and grabbed onto his leg as he tried to get back in the car. After a few minutes of this standoff, he took a call. Seeing the angry look on his face, I was just about to say 50 grand would be fine. Give me your payment info. I'll send it. I looked at the 100,348.20 in my account. This was more than I'd make in 2 years at my crappy job. I could finally live a comfortable life. This main character is so dumb. If she wasn't so greedy and just landed the guy, what's 100 grand? I silently spread the cash, bill by bill, on my bed and then started ranting at the screen. I've had it with you people. Have you ever worked overtime until 2 a.m., getting cussed out by your boss every single day? This 100 grand is lying on my bed right now, which is a lot better than the empty promises you guys are feeding me. I'm going to go quit my stupid job right now. So aggressive. I'm out. She's too stupid to help. Someone else can deal with her. I lay on my bed, smelling the scent of money and watching them gang up on me in the comments. Their insults were nothing compared to what my boss used to say. After a few days of lazing around, a comment suggested I get a job at the bottle bar. It said I could redeem my image by saving the male lead there. Even though the comments were always telling me to be noble, they were onto something. Little secrets to getting rich, here I come. I've been at the bar for days now. How come I still haven't seen that sucker? The comments didn't set me up, did they? Just as I was mumbling to myself, someone pulled me into a private room. Holy crap, it was that sugar daddy from before. His face was as red as a baboon's ass, and he was breathing as heavily as a bull. He started trying to take my clothes off. Was he drugged or something? The stuff must be strong. I'm here to serve drinks, not sell my body. Is it too late to run? I grabbed a fruit platter and knocked Howard to the ground. Just as I was about to bolt, I realized he had grabbed my leg. He looked up at me, rubbing his head. It's you? Howard felt the desire burning inside him growing stronger. She was a gold digger, but he was glad it was her he'd grabbed. 500,000 to spend the night with me. 500,000? That's enough to buy a small apartment. Sold. Ouch, this is painful. This money really isn't easy to make. Wait, I shakily crawled towards my phone, but that bastard grabbed me by the waist and dragged me back. Don't go. Help. They always say you need to document your work. If he runs off without paying for this 500,000 deal, who am I going to complain to? Tonight, someone was hard at work, and someone was crying their eyes out. When the drugs finally wore off and he passed out from exhaustion, I propped him up, recorded a quick video for proof, and ran off, clutching my aching back. Payment received, 50000. I had been feeling a bit feverish and dizzy, but the sound of that notification snapped me right awake. Rich people really are different. A poor person like me would have just ghosted him on the payment. I was scrolling through Zillow when my mom called. Alice, your dad's heart condition has flared up again. He needs surgery, and the doctor said it'll be $300,000. My heart sank. Here we go again. Where's my brother? Where the hell is he? Didn't you guys spend over $1 million on a house for him so he could get a wife? Just sell his house and you'll have the money. We can't sell it, Alice. That house is your brother's entire life. If your dad knew the money came from selling it, he'd rather die than get the treatment. The main character is so awful. She won't even help her own dad and is trying to take her brother's house. It's always the same story. Ever since I started working, they've used this excuse to take my hard-earned money. I hung up the phone and stood by the window thinking for a long time. In the end, I still sent them 200,000. At least she has some conscience left. But she's still a bit cheap, only giving $200K out of the $500K she has. I was already heartbroken over my 200,000. Hearing them call me cheap just pissed me off. Ignoring the splitting pain in my back, I started yelling into the air. You. Yeah, you. How much do you make? I bet you don't even have $200K in savings. How dare you call me cheap? And you. Saying I have no conscience? I've given my family over $100,000 over the years. Have you? I bet you haven't even given your family $10,000. You're just a mooch like my brother, living off your parents. This is the fucking money I sold my body for. I kept my virginity for over 20 years, and now it's gone. After my tirade, I just started crying. The comments, which had been arguing with me, slowly started to comfort me when they saw me break down. Don't cry. You may have lost your virginity, but you still have 400,000 left. Go back to looking at houses and cheer up. Fine. I guess I'll have to look at cheaper places. Well, after paying for a rundown little starter home, I was broke again. No job, either. It was back to living on instant noodles for me. Maybe they felt sorry for me, because someone in the comments suggested I go after the male lead again to improve my situation. Morally, I wouldn't do something like that. But my survival instinct said it was a great idea. The comments said a guy never forgets his first, and all I had to do was show up in front of him and play my cards right. The chances of becoming his sugar baby were high. I originally went to his company to interview for the CEO's secretary position, but HR said with my qualifications, the only job I was fit for was janitor. I was furious for a second, but I swallowed it. Sooner or later, I'll be the one looking down on her. Holding a broom and looking out the window, I felt like dying. I was a janitor with a mission. Every chance I got, I'd peek into the CEO's office. I'd been cleaning the bathrooms for days. How come I still hadn't seen him? Don't tell me he's been locked up. I've read on those web novel apps that whenever a CEO throws a tantrum, his dad disciplines him with the family rules. I was in the middle of arguing with the comments, cussing them out for their bad intel. They totally tricked me into this janitor job. Why didn't they tell me he wouldn't be in the office these past few days? Howard watched me yelling at thin air. Is she crazy? He thought, and tapped me on the shoulder. How have you been? You don't seem well. Should I have my private doctor take a look at you? He scared the crap out of me. I was so into my rant that I didn't even hear him approach. Boss, you remember me, right? The person who spent that wonderful night with you. Ahem, let's not talk about that here. I just sent you $10,000. He really is a money tree. One sentence gets me 2 months' worth of my old salary. Boss, I wanted to be your secretary, but they made me a janitor. You think you could, arrange something? Otherwise, your little secret might. The truth was, ever since that night, Howard would often find himself thinking about the woman who had cried and babbled foolishly beneath him. She was average looking, but for some reason, he couldn't forget her. TSK, TSK. Look at that, he's getting hard. I told you guys the male lead has a thing for virgins. I looked down. Pervert. I grabbed my broom and swung it at him, hitting him right where it counts. He doubled over, howling and clutching his family jewels. Oh my God, her future of sexual bliss is ruined. 10 times a night, gone. I was looking forward to eavesdropping. I'm screwed. I'm already broke, I can't afford to have any shame. What if he blacklists me? I might not even be able to get a job sweeping streets. I snapped out of it and secretly rushed him to the hospital. Howard sat on the hospital bed, his anger flaring as he listened to the doctor warn him to be careful for the next few days. A few more hits like that and he'd be ruined for good. As soon as the doctor left, he saw me standing way over by the door, which only made him angrier. Get the hell over here. What are you doing standing by the door, trying to let everyone know I was almost castrated? I carefully locked the door, slid over and knelt in front of him, then grabbed his hand and made him slap my face a few times. Boss, I'm sorry, I was wrong, I deserve to die. If you're still angry, you can just kick me down there. Howard stared at my crotch and was silent for a long time. Forget it. I'm not going to kick you. And you don't have to be a janitor anymore. From now on, you'll just take care of me. Otherwise, I'll have my lawyers send you to jail. Hearing he wasn't going to press charges, I immediately scrambled up and rubbed my face. What's the salary? I don't need much, $100,000 a month will do. I can also provide overnight services. And overnight services will turn into climbing into his bed, right? Climbing into bed costs extra. I'm not that cheap. You're really trying to milk me for all I'm worth, huh? Overnight services? I'm afraid you'll get up in the middle of the night and castrate me. $10,000 a month, max. I counted on my fingers, thinking about my mortgage. $10,000 it is. Better than making $5,000 to clean toilets. You got it, boss. Scan my code. After he got out of the hospital, I was upgraded from janitor to maid. But this guy is seriously messed up. Every night, he makes me do dozens of squats in a maid outfit as punishment. My legs are jelly after the squats, so I just collapse on the floor, but in the air. It's not like anyone else ever comes into his room anyway. Howard saw my butt sticking up and coughed awkwardly. You're coming to the office with me tomorrow. I thought he'd keep me like a trophy girlfriend in his mansion, but nope. I have to serve him at home and then go to the office to be his coffee gopher during the day. On the way to his office, I noticed a lot of people whispering about me in my maid outfit. He's definitely a pervert, but he gave me an extra $10,000, so in the face of money, a little perversion is no big deal. Howard, my man. Did you miss me? A guy named Ethan came in and gave Howard a bear hug, only to be thrown to the floor. But he just laughed and got back up like nothing happened. What an idiot, I thought. If someone threw me down like that, I wouldn't get up for less than a few grand. Well, what do we have here? A pretty new face. Don't tell me you found a new love and forgotten your old flame, Howard. Ethan circled me, checking me out, and was about to reach out when Howard grabbed his hand before it could touch my chest. She's a scam artist. Be careful or she'll extort you. Is it really okay to talk crap about me right to my face? Are you going to the party tonight? My sister won't stop bugging me about it. You know she's got a lot of dirt on me. Fine. But I want the Apex project. Hearing this, Ethan couldn't help but complain. You call her the extortionist? I think you're the real vampire here. Standing in front of the mirror, wearing designer clothes for the first time, I stared for a long time. The impossibly elegant person looking back at me was really Alice, the girl her parents despised and her boss exploited. Maybe the comments were right. The petty cash I was chasing really was small time. My poverty had limited my vision. When I followed Howard into the party, I saw a crowd of effortlessly chic trust fund kids. I felt like an ugly duckling that had stumbled into a flock of swans, and a deep sense of inferiority washed over me. As soon as Ethan saw Howard bring me over, he teased him. "Howard, why'd you bring the maid? Is there something special about her? Is she good at serving?" After making fun of me, he pulled Howard away. There was no place for me there, and since I was his maid, I could only stand by Howard's side and serve him. Sitting next to Howard was Olivia, Ethan's sister. I watched as Olivia tried to hold Howard's hand, but he pulled away. She tried to talk to him, but he just picked up his glass and drank. I didn't get it. This girl was a socialite, so rich, why was she acting so desperate? What was so great about Howard? If it weren't for his money, I wouldn't be serving this pervert either. Perhaps my curious stare was too obvious. Olivia gave me a smile and had someone bring me a chair. She was so nice, at least much better than these other rich kids who treated me like I was invisible. Seeing me smile so happily at someone else, Howard felt a strange tightness in his chest. He reached out, pulled me onto his lap, and whispered in my ear. "Sit on my lap and your reward doubles. Block people from making me drink, and it doubles again." The mention of money instantly energized me. Suddenly, all these rich kids looked charming and beautiful. Whenever someone offered him a drink, I'd snatch it and drink it myself. Someone complained that I was being rude, but Howard would just say his new kitten wasn't trained yet, and that Wild was more interesting. So the others just let me keep drinking. Seeing Howard in a good mood, Olivia spoke up. "Howard, it's my birthday the day after tomorrow. You know our parents have always wanted us to get married, so I hope you can be there." I saw Howard signal me to refuse for him, but I couldn't bear to see her looking so down. I jumped in and promised that Howard would definitely be there. Howard pushed me off his lap. I saw he was about to explode. Fueled by alcohol, I stood up and kissed the mouth that was about to yell at me. It was surprisingly soft. Even though I started it, I was the one left breathless. After the kiss, Howard picked me up, I was pretty much drunk and dizzy by then, and walked out. Everyone else looked at Olivia. After all, everyone knew she wanted to marry into the Liu family. For him to so openly carry another woman out, if she did marry him, she'd have to deal with a whole parade of mistresses. When I was thrown onto the bed, a big dog seemed to be lying on top of me. It was so hot, so uncomfortable. Why was the big dog licking me? Slowly, my clothes came off. Howard thought I was inviting him. He watched me for a long time before finally leaning down. A storm broke over a flower, and a cry was heard in the rain. When I woke up the next day, the other side of the bed was empty. I knew the drill. I sent him my payment QR code, and 100,000 arrived in my account. That jerk. He didn't even help me clean up. Oh well, he pays too well to complain. I'll just have to do it myself. When I finally managed to get out of the bathroom, I found a group of people in my room staring at me. For a second, I thought it was a police raid. Oh, they were just here to bring me lunch. The butler saw I was having trouble moving and helped me back to bed. "Miss, the young master asked us to serve you lunch." I didn't really have an appetite, but the butler said if I didn't eat, I'd be fined $10,000. What, I'm selling my body and he's taking a cut? No way he's getting a single cent from me. Watching me wolf down the food, the butler remarked, "This is the first time the young master has let a woman into his bed. You're very clever, miss. You're sure to make a great fortune in the future." When I heard great fortune, I almost offered him a tip, but then I remembered the butler's salary was probably 100 times mine. Forget it, I can't afford to be generous. You're right, Mr. Butler. This bed is my key to getting rich, and I'll keep climbing my way up. So, are we talking about a respectable climb up the corporate ladder? I don't know, this main character is so weird. She seemed so innocent before. I hadn't even rested for long when Howard's sister, Lily, burst in. Seeing the hickey on my neck, she called me shameless and said I wasn't fit to touch a single hair on Olivia's head. Huh? Is she talking about me? I may be shameless, but your brother's no saint either. He lets someone like me into his bed. And for the record, I have no desire to be compared to a strand of hair. Lily was so angry she tried to slap me. I did a quick calculation, this one didn't look as generous as Howard, so I wasn't about to take a hit. I caught her hand and pulled her into my arms, stroking her flushed, angry face. It was so soft and bouncy, clearly nourished by money. Lily struggled to get up, but I held her down. In her haste, she pushed me onto the bed. As I pulled her down with me, my lips accidentally brushed against her cheek. Lily froze. It was the first time anyone had ever kissed her. She slapped me and then stumbled out of the room. Pervert. I held my face, feeling wronged. She pushed me down first. Why did she hit me and call me names? I picked up my phone. I wasn't going to take this loss lying down. Your sister slapped me. Transfer me 10,000. Of course, I didn't tell him I kissed his sister. He'd probably make me pay him back. When Howard came back that evening, he saw the red mark on my face and gently caressed it. You've been wronged. But you're with me now, and I'll protect you. His touch was making me uncomfortable. It felt charged with a light, teasing desire. I slapped his hand away. Cut it out. Don't give me that cheesy romance novel line. It doesn't move me. I'm not stupid. Your protection is just for show. You're just asserting ownership, even a dog's master has to be respected. You can't protect me when you're not around. Howard, who had been feeling satisfied after last night and wanted to be a little sentimental, realized he was casting pearls before swine. That mouth of yours will be the death of you. You can't say a single nice thing, can you? Howard said I didn't have to be a maid anymore, he would be my sugar daddy. I immediately pulled out the sugar baby contract I had prepared long ago. Howard's eye twitched when he saw the $1 million a month clause. 1 million is out of the question. 100,000 a month, tops. Fine. I was already immune to this cheapskate of a CEO. The pay dictates the service. For 100 grand a month, he gets me once. Since the contract is signed, go pull the weeds in the garden. It'll build character. Maybe you'll finally learn to respect your boss. I'll pull them. I'll pull them all. Flowers, weeds, I'll pull everything until the whole garden is bald. When Howard came home that evening and saw the barren garden, he realized he'd been too lenient with me. I had no idea where the line was. He snapped a branch off a tree and headed for the bedroom. Alice, get your ass out here. I saw him coming in with the branch and immediately hid in the bathroom. I couldn't come out, or my butt was done for tonight. After a while, it went quiet. He must have gone to get the key. I looked out the window. It looked like a 15-foot drop. I might end up disabled, and it wouldn't count as a workplace injury, so no insurance payout. But if Howard hit me, maybe I could demand some compensation. Still, I couldn't be too much of a coward. I had to show him I wouldn't just take it. I climbed out the window and pretended I was about to jump. When Howard came in with the butler, I yelled. Mr. Liu, I know I was wrong. I shouldn't have made you angry. Please don't hit me again, or I'll jump. Seeing this scene, the butler figured the young master had some unique bedroom kinks. He tactfully closed the door. After all, the young master paid him too well. He had to cover for him, even if it was something shady. As my smiling boss got closer, my legs started to shake. Did he have some kind of twisted fetish? Was the Liu family secretly a mafia dynasty? Otherwise, shouldn't he at least try to talk me down from killing myself? I was afraid he'd push me, so I quickly scrambled back inside and lay motionless on the floor. Maybe if I just let him vent, he'd be less of a psycho. He held the branch to my lips. I obediently opened my mouth and bit down on it, following him back to the bed. He tapped the branch lightly on my butt, again and again. When he stopped, I thought he was going to let me go. I was about to lean in and kiss him when he whipped me hard. I screamed in pain and tried to crawl away, but he held my legs down and whipped me again. Tonight, someone was being tortured. Afterward, Howard applied some ointment for me, which stung so bad it felt like I was dying. Who the hell made this stuff? It felt more like poison than medicine. But it worked surprisingly well. The next day, I couldn't feel any pain. Howard still took me to Olivia's birthday party. He warned me that if I tried to play matchmaker for them again, he'd make me pay tonight. After last night, I was on my best behavior. Being with a man like him is like living with a tiger. I finally get what that means. I saw someone in a red dress lurking suspiciously by the dessert table. She'd look up at me, then quickly look away. Could she be Howard's secret crush? In that case, I had to put on a good show and demonstrate my professionalism as a kept woman. I snuck up behind her and tapped her on the shoulder. "Miss, you have a crush on Mr. Liu, don't you? He's mine now, so don't even think about it." Startled, Lily dropped the pastry she was holding onto her shoe. Who likes that idiot Howard? Oh, it was the bratty socialite. For the sake of money, I decided not to argue with her. I knelt and wiped her shoe, since her dress was so short. When I stood up, Lily looked a little uncomfortable. "You and my brother have no future. Why don't you come with me instead? I'll pay you more than he does." "What are you two talking about?" Just as I was weighing the pros and cons, Howard wrapped his arms around my waist from behind and kissed my cheek. "Babe, let's go. My parents are asking where my girlfriend is. Looks like I'm the human shield tonight." Lily followed us, threatening to tattle on me to her parents. This girl really is two-faced. Howard's mother looked me up and down, then said to Howard, "We don't mind you having a mistress, but are you trying to disgrace the Liu family by bringing her out in the open like this?" "Mom, I don't want a loveless marriage like yours. I love her, and she will be the only woman in my life." "You ungrateful son. I'm going to beat you to death today." Howard's father raised his cane to hit him, but I jumped in front and took the blow. Lily grabbed the cane. "Dad, you know what my brother is like. It won't last long. Just let him be. Worst case, I'll inherit the family fortune." Howard pulled me into a guest room to check my back and put some ointment on it. "I might become a poor man after this. Will you still stay with me?" "Actually, I could just walk away. If you give me a $5 million breakup fee, that would be fine. You don't have to give up such a huge inheritance." Howard laughed, but it was a humorless sound. Here he was, making a serious confession, and all she cared about was money. The pressure of his hand on my back gradually increased. Whoa, why did that suddenly hurt so much? He's mad. I pushed him away, zipped up my dress, and proactively sat on his lap. "Master, even if I have to dig through trash cans, I'll still support you." Howard pinched my smiling face. "I'm not some pretty boy. If anyone's digging through trash, it'll be me." At Olivia's birthday party, Howard held up my hand and announced I was his fiancé. He said he would never marry into the Yang family or any other prestigious family. Then we were both kicked out. After that blow-up with his parents, he and I stayed in the mansion for a long time without going out. It was safer inside, since going out meant risking his parents sending someone to drag him back for a family discipline session. Now, he dangles stacks of cash in front of me every day and has become quite skilled at ordering me around. Of course, cash is the best motivator. But next to the cash, there's also that branch from before. Rewards and punishments are clearly defined. Today he even made me help him bathe. While he was undressing, he kept touching my sensitive spots. I wanted to touch him back, but my foot slipped. I ended up pinning him against the wall in a rather suggestive position. Looks like we're unlocking a new scene today. By the time Howard carried me out of the bathroom, I didn't even have the strength to pick up the stack of cash. My phone rang, but I couldn't crawl over to get it. I kicked Howard with my foot. Howard handed me the phone and went back to massaging my calves. "Alice, your sister-in-law says your dad and I need to pay for the highest tier pension insurance. It's about 200,000. She says if we don't, she'll divorce your brother. So pay it. Why are you calling me? Am I an ATM that spits out 200 grand at a time? Alice, I have no choice. You know we spent all our savings on your dad's treatment. Now your sister-in-law sees us as a burden and wants to kick us out. Then let her. It's not like you care, as long as you don't cause any trouble for my brother. I hung up. Babe, it's just 200,000. Why are you so worked up? You can earn that back in a few nights with me. Howard didn't understand why I was so angry. To him, 200,000 was just pocket change. Master, you don't get it. This is money I earned by selling my body. The more I give them, the more they'll think my money comes easy. From now on, I decided I'd just give them a few thousand here and there to keep the family ties from completely snapping. I wouldn't hope for anything more. After all, a daughter is just a retirement plan. If it weren't for them, I wouldn't be so obsessed with money. I lifted my other leg onto his shoulder. Master, this leg is sore too. Massage it for me. Howard didn't know why I was suddenly so sad, but he knew I hated my brother and my parents. Ever since Howard and I made our sugar baby arrangement official, he's been taking me to his friends' gatherings. This time, I didn't have to stand around anymore. There was a new face this time, a guy who kept looking back and forth between Howard and me. Is he gay? Not gay, sweetie. You're just irresistible to everyone. He walked over to toast me, then accidentally spilled his drink on me. My apologies, beautiful. Why don't you go dry off in the restroom? I'll buy you a new dress next time. I don't need a new one. Just Venmo me the money. The whole group burst out laughing. They couldn't believe how blunt I was. What's the difference between this and asking for money for a one-night stand? Of course, I had no idea what they were laughing about. Howard's face darkened as he took the phone with my QR code from my hand and told me to go to the restroom and dry off. When my clothes were mostly dry, I was about to leave when the same guy blocked my way. Hey beautiful, Howard is so uptight. Why don't you come with me? I'll give you more money. I was already pissed that he got me a dirty look from Howard, and now he was starting with me again. Honey, my sugar baby fee is 10 million. If you can afford it, I'll tear up my contract with Mr. Liu right now. Finn was shocked at how expensive I was. He could afford 10 million, but it wasn't worth wasting on a woman. Finn touched my face, then my arm. Not soft enough, not bouncy enough. Not worth it. I reached out and grabbed his crotch, gave it a little squeeze, and commented, not big enough, honey. I'm not interested either. Humph. He wants to insult me without paying? I only let the big spenders push me around. Oh, crap. Why is Howard coming over now? My position with this cheapskate is pretty intimate. I saw Howard turn and walk away, and I quickly pushed the cheapo away. When we got home, I walked into the room and felt a chill in the air. He was really mad. He was staring out the window, ignoring me, like a proud cat demanding to be coaxed. I wrapped my hands around his firm waist, grinding against his tight butt, and explained, Master, are you jealous? I have nothing going on with him. He said I wasn't worth the money, so I was just dissing him back. That move was just to mock him. Howard couldn't take my grinding anymore. He turned around, scooped me up, and carried me to the bed. Alice, you started this fire. Tonight, you're going to put it out. Let's see who's really big enough. Money is hard to earn, and life is tough. Every time I was about to come, he would stop and ask me if he was more important than money. I'm not an idiot. Of course, I said he was. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to get out of bed tomorrow. After that incident, Howard became stingy with me too. His excuse was that women go bad when they have money, and he was afraid I'd hire male models as sugar babies. Without the sweet lubrication of money these past few days, I've even started thinking about selling off the collectibles in the mansion. I was even listless in bed, but the damn man has his ways, and in the end, he was the one in control. He took me to an auction and told me to pick something I liked. I set my sights on a gemstone necklace that looked very expensive. He bought it for $40 million and, when he handed it to me, told me to take good care of it. I was confused. He said it was a gift, so why was he so concerned about me taking care of it? As soon as we got back, he said he wanted to terminate the sugar baby contract and that the necklace was my severance package. Fine, break up. Like I'm short on men. After being his sugar baby for so long, I checked my account and found I had a cool $1 million. That night, I went to a club and hired 2 cute young guys. The one with the long hair gave me a leg massage, while the one with abs fed me drinks. My hands explored his six-pack. I have to say, it feels different being the one in charge. Hey cutie, want to come home with me? I'll be your sugar mama. The first guy took my hand and guided it down. Ma'am, my fee is $1 million a month. Are you interested? The moment I heard $1 million, my head cleared instantly. Talk about targeted poverty relief. A guy who looks like that wants $1 million? It's like he knew exactly how much I had in my pocket. In that case, no deal. I prefer to pay by the day. Hearing that, the guy took my hand away and went back to pouring me drinks, not even letting me touch his abs anymore. I should have kept my mouth shut. I got dizzy from drinking and don't remember much after that. I have no idea how I ended up at home. Hey, main character, congratulations. The $40 million necklace is gone. You're screwed. What is this comment talking about? I hid the necklace in a safe place, how could it be gone? But just to be sure, I opened my safe. Where's the necklace? My huge necklace just vanished into thin air. I immediately called the police, but they said the surveillance cameras in my area had been broken recently and they couldn't find the thief. Then, a lawyer contacted me, saying Howard was demanding the necklace back. I finally understood. The breakup was a setup by Howard. It was all a scheme to make me owe him $40 million. Given my situation, I could never earn that much in my lifetime. I stormed into the mansion in a rage and saw Howard standing on the balcony, sipping red wine. It made me want to jump off with him and take him down with me. Howard turned and saw me. He wasn't surprised. The security guard had let me in. Babe, crawl over here. I snatched the wine glass from his hand and poured it over his head. Mr. Liu, let's just go our separate ways. Setting me up like this is going too far. Believe me, I'll haunt you even as a ghost. Howard dipped a finger in the wine on his face and smeared it on my lips. So cute. I want to kiss her, to devour her. Babe, what setup? All I know is that I'm your creditor now. If you don't serve your creditor well, I might just have to let you enjoy some prison food. Are you crazy? Are you really not afraid I'll get you in your sleep? Howard led me to the bed and tied my hands with his tie. To die among the peonies, a worthy death for a romantic ghost. Besides, this was just a setup to make sure you don't run away. You wouldn't have the heart to kill me. I bit him hard. If I can't kill him, I'll at least make him hurt. After he had his fill, he gave me a stack of contracts to sign, including a prenup. If we don't divorce, he won't pursue the matter of the necklace. After marriage, I can only earn money by pleasing him, and I won't get a single cent of his assets. Who the hell taught him to give me these kinds of contracts to sign? That bastard. The comments didn't even warn me. They were either enjoying watching me get played or they were just as clueless as I was. Shortly before the wedding, Howard and I went back to his family home. This time, his mother no longer looked at me with that disdainful gaze. After all, Howard was willing to endure 3 days and nights of family discipline just to marry me, which showed how important I was to him. This family dinner was quite harmonious, except for Howard's father, who remained cold and silent. As we were leaving, his mother took off the bracelet she was wearing and gave it to me. I hesitated, not daring to accept it. After all, My marriage to Howard wasn't normal. I had signed an unequal contract. Howard's mother slipped the bracelet onto my wrist. This is a Liu family heirloom. Since you are Howard's fiancé, you deserve it. Afterward. Not long after the contract was signed, our wedding was held. His sister was my bridesmaid and also wanted to give me a necklace. I get triggered by necklaces now, so I refused. She looked a little disappointed, but I couldn't fall into the same trap with both siblings. Seeing her looking sad, though, I pointed to the red string bracelet on her wrist. She looked a bit stunned, then, understanding, she tied it onto my wrist. She solemnly bowed her head and kissed the red string on my wrist. I never would have thought such a simple-looking red string meant so much to her. She led me to Howard and placed my hand in his. Brother, if you don't treat my sister-in-law well, I will fight you for the family inheritance, and that includes her.